What's going on, everybody? I promised y'all in the last video that I was going to go through and do an intro video with a little bit more about me and things to expect from this channel and just kind of where we're going, what all my goals are and stuff with it. So that is what these next couple of videos are. So first and foremost, my name is Nick and I am a 2JZ addict. I love these cars. I love the 2J motor and really just anything and everything pertaining to Supras, which I'm sure you will see in videos to come. So I originally got into these cars specifically way back like early 2000s. Long about the time the Turbo Dreams videos were out and about. I saw those and I was like, wow, this car sounds really, really great. And obviously watching a bunch more videos, I pretty much narrowed down my three favorite engines to be the V12 out of a Lambo, the RB26 out of the R34 Skyline GTR specifically, and the 2JZ GTE out of a Supra, especially when it's got a nice big turbo on it. As I'm sure most of you are aware, in the early 2000s, the R34 had just wrapped up production in '02. V12 Lambos were and still are a little bit out of my budget by a lot, so it's not really an option. Which leads us to the Supra. So I started looking into those cars a little bit more in depth, and the first one I actually saw in person and got to hear go for a rip was Rich Homer's white car. I was at the drag strip down in North Carolina where I was living at the time, and Rich was there with his white car. And this is like before his RSP car, before Majestic Motorsports, before all that. This is like originally his white car. And he goes and takes this thing down the track, and the sound that thing made, I'm like, sold right there. Like, I'm buying one of these, right? And so lo and behold, about 2 years later in 2006, I bought my first Supra. It was a 1993 NA Auto Target car. I had about 93,000 miles on it. I bought it from the original owner up in Raleigh. Originally, what I had planned for that thing was to just do a turbo 6-speed swap. I couldn't afford a turbo 6-speed car at the time, so I just bought the NA Auto car. However, back in 2006, a turbo 6-speed swap with the proper diff, proper axles, drive shaft, all that stuff was going to run me about 10 grand. The price of the turbo cars at the time were going for about 25 to 27,000, kind of depending. So I was like, all right, well, heck with it. I'll just sell this thing and buy one that's already turboed, which is actually where this thing came in. So I bought this car in 2008, sold the NA Auto Targa car. So sold my first Supra, bought Supra number 2. I did not pick that car up. I was deployed at the time. I was in Iraq. And so I sent somebody else to go get the car for me. Anybody watching this video, if you're familiar with the Supra dealership in Chicago, I'm sure you know exactly who we're talking about, but that's who I wound up buying this car from. And didn't think anything of it to tell them kind of things to look for and things of that nature. Like, this thing was the definition of a project. It was in rough shape. Bought it in '08 for about $25,000. The short shifter that was on it was a B&M unit. It was broken. The exhaust was rusted through, the hood insulator exploded. It had an excess power intercooler on it. It had some silly eBay turbo kit on it. It had zip ties holding the door handles on. The window regulator was toast. I didn't know that, so obviously at the time kind of overpaid for the car, but it's been about 10 years coming, and we're doing pretty well with this so far. All right, guys, so the astute viewer will notice that it is now dark outside. Reason being, I was going through the footage we shot this afternoon and I really didn't like how it came out. I overlooked a lot of stuff and I just did not quite cover as much as what I wanted to. So we're gonna go and do that now. It's been a long road, but we're definitely making a lot of forward progress. The build has been done in 2 phases so far. We're gonna do a 3rd phase eventually. I'm just not entirely sure when. The first phase is the one we completed in about 2013. For the first phase of the build, we went through and did fuel, engine management, suspension, and the rear diff. The rear diff is a carbonetic 2A unit. The fuel system is running Fuel Injector Clinic 1350cc Blue Max injectors with dual Bosch 44 in-tank pumps. We are running dual 8AN feed lines with a 6AN return and a MagnaFuel fuel pressure regulator. For the engine management system, we went with the Pro EFI 128 ECU. It is flex fuel compatible, has the iBoost selector switch, and it is a Pro EFI color can display. For the second phase of the build, we did the engine. We are running CP 10-to-1 pistons, mainly Turbo Tough I-beam rods, Titan billet main caps, ACL race bearings for crank and main. It is running the GSC S2 camshafts with SuperTech valve springs and retainers. For the turbo, we're running a Precision 6768. We are running the Sound Performance SPF1 exhaust manifold, twin tile 44 gates, as well as the SPF1 4-inch downpipe midpipe combo with a 3-inch exhaust actuated cutout. The exhaust system on the car is a Veil side teardrop system. We are also running IGN 1A coils, a Mintspeed titanium tower bar. It is serial number 13. We are running Lexus IS300 fans, so we are running an electric fan setup on this. And lastly, we are running the ETS 5-inch intercooler with associated piping. I do have new headlights on my parts shelf, so these will not be the yellowed out, super old 1995 headlights. Those will be going on the car after everything else is put together. Coming over this way, we have the Chase Bays brake booster delete. We've also got the Tilton clutch master and the Pro EFI flex fuel sensor. Inside the car is going to be pretty basic. We do have the factory carpet, factory floor mats, factory seats. We have a TRD 10K tach, 3-spoke steering wheel with cruise stock. So we do have the capability to do rolling anti-lag and things like that. Pro EFI color can display with iBoost switch down in the bottom left. The short shifter is a C's unit. I actually picked that thing up for about $300 back in the day, right when C's was going out of business. Got a great deal on it. Really happy with it. A lot of guys that I talk to love the C shifter. Some of them don't. It just kind of depends. Some people say that it's super notchy when you go and shift, and I agree. It is pretty notchy when you shift. I personally kind of enjoy that just because it gives you very distinct, very clear shifts, and you know exactly what gear the car's in, and there's not any question about it. The last piece of the puzzle that we're going to be waiting on is going to be the tweaked harness. I went with our mil-spec option. It should be here sometime in the next few weeks. When it does arrive, we will be doing an unboxing and install video for that. I'll show you guys what plugs I selected. There were a couple of optional add-ons that I decided to go with, kind of walk you through why I decided to go with those. And then we will also get that thing installed and hopefully get this beast fired up. I'm really excited about this. I cannot wait to hear these GSC S2 cams. They have to be by far my favorite camshaft for this car. It sounds absolutely absurd. This is a 1994 NA Auto hardtop car. I purchased this guy about 2 years ago. I was really just looking for a project down the road, you know, something to do. I was really looking for any color but black. I was looking for white, I was looking for red, I was looking for green, I was looking for basically anything I could get my hands on that was not a black car, because my first Supra was black, the 93 was. Obviously that one's black, and now this one over here is black Supra number 3. So look at that nice pretty clean engine bay. This thing's only got 70,000 original miles on it. I bought it from the original owner who was living over in Cincinnati. I don't know if they're still over there or not, but the car's super duper clean. I had my detail guy have his hand at it, and it looks absolutely amazing. Obviously it's a little bit dirty now. He hasn't touched it in a while, but all original everything. I love how these cars smell. I know that probably sounds weird, but anybody that drives a Supra, you know that Supra smell that they have? Like that one. That is it. But yeah, so I bought that thing about 2 years ago. All the original documentation with it. It is really slick. If you look over here, pardon the pieces of paper, I wanted to cover up the original owner's information. It's got all the receipts. It's got the original window sticker. It's got the odometer disclosure statement from when she purchased it clear back in 1994. A receipt for anything and everything that's been done to the car. This is probably my favorite part of the whole thing. So these right here are the original keys to the car. Now if you look right here, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but I'm surely going to try to zoom in on this a little bit here if I can. This little placard comes with any brand new car that you order, and it says record number and destroy tag. Alright? This thing still has this on here, which is absolutely incredible. It's also got this guy on here too, which if anybody's ever purchased a brand new car, they still come with these things on here today. This one says 12506, not really sure what that means, but the fact that it came with all that documentation and all of that everything, like I had to jump on it. It was a really great deal. Yes, I know it's naturally aspirated. Yes, I know it's an automatic gearbox. I do have a manual trans tunnel that I can use at a later date if I want to. Really excited about it. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with the hardtop car at all, not even a little bit. I don't know if one day I'll go and pull the engine and transmission and diff out of here and swap it in the hardtop, and then maybe do a Grannis T56 mag swap with a 4.9-inch on the turbo car after I cage it and just try to set half-mile records or what, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's a long time coming. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this video. I really just wanted to give you all a little bit more about me, kind of tell you kind of where my Supra history came from, and just kind of the status of the build, things we're waiting on, other things that are going to be kind of coming down the pipeline as far as Supras and everything like that go. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you all very much for watching. Really appreciate y'all taking time out of your day to check out my channel, check out my videos and everything like that. So there will definitely be a lot more to come. Thank you all again. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.